Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be picking up on something that I did a long time ago, and I have not done it in a very long time ago, like I just said. We are going to be going in depth with my eyeshadow palettes. A lot of it has changed. I have new ones and old ones you guys may remember. We're just going to be going through them and me showing you everything in it, and what I like about the palette, what I wish I had more of in a palette, you know, stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Lainey, and welcome to my channel. Let's go ahead and get started. I decided to do this now because I am doing a declutter series of my makeup, and I want to do a in-depth review of the eyeshadow palettes that I have before I declutter them. So let's go ahead and do that. We're only into my first drawer, and there's a lot here. So I have a bunch of these Huda Obsession palettes, so we're gonna do one by one. So first up we have the Coral Obsessions, and this one right here, this one was very similar to the red one. I think it was Ruby, which I have in here, and I'll show you guys later. But I do like the color story in here. I don't get this yellow, but you know, whatever. I'm not a big pink fan, so I wish these were a little bit more like neutral pinks, like this one and this one right here. But I do like the palette. I think it's really pretty. Then we have the Huda Topaz Obsessions. This one is by far my favorite out of all of them. And this is it right here. A lot more colors that I can work with. I just really like it. I have Mauve Obsessions, which I actually decluttered this before. But this is the inside of it. A little bit more warmer, vampy, or deeper vampy shades in this one, I believe, in my opinion. I like the shades. I think they're really pretty. Next up we have Amethyst, and this one is probably my least favorite out of all of them, but I do like the option of having a purple palette in my collection. I'm not saying if I'm decluttering a palette, if that's what you guys are wondering by this video. I'm just sharing my thoughts and stuff like that. I'm not sure of what I'm decluttering yet, but this is really pretty. I actually really do like the shade in the middle here. Then we have Ruby. Now, remember Coral, and then look at this one. So this is Ruby. In my opinion, the shades are very similar. Like this shade right here, and then these two down at the bottom, this one and this one, are very similar. Oh my god, Riley, pushing my arm, I'm sorry. But like this shade down here is very similar, so I have no idea what that's about. Right, next up we have Maven Beauty Cosmic Drip Palette. I actually decluttered this too, and I don't remember why. But I love the glitter in here. They are so pretty. I've used these two, but I haven't used those two yet because I haven't decided on what to use them for in a look. But I think it's a really cute little palette. And then we have Smith & Colt, the Sombre Shift Matte Metallic Eyeshadow Palette in Dusk Blaze. This one's really pretty. I love this dark green in here. That's probably my favorite thing about this entire palette. And then this down here is supposed to be like a shimmer shade. I don't know. I've never used it, but I do really enjoy this. Next up we have one of the e.l.f. and Dunkin' little bite-sized palettes. This is the Strawberry Frosted with Sprinkles. And this one was the only one that I liked out of the three. This one's really pretty. It has some pretty pinks in there. Next up we have the Charlotte Tilbury Easy Eye Palette, and this one's really pretty. I like the neutrals in here. They're a little bit deeper neutrals. I actually got stuff from Macari, so I did not pay the full price of it. But I used to use this all the freaking time. And then next up we have the Dose of Color Sassy Siennas. For the longest time I wanted to collect these, but this one was really the only one that caught my eye after looking at all of them. I love that it's an all matte palette, and there's a different variety of shades. Next up we have the Natasha Denona Bronze Palette, and I love this palette. It's really pretty. I don't use it like I should. I should definitely use it more, but I love the neutrals in there. It's so pretty. Next up we have the Nars Extreme Effects palette, and I'm going to try to open this. I got this from TJ Maxx a while back. I love the neutrals in here, but like the pops of color, like I don't get it. It still has the thing on it. But I have used this a couple times, and really I don't have any like feelings towards it. I don't know. Next up, we have the Morphe 9R Bronze Metal palette, and I got this from TJ Maxx as well. A lot of these I got from TJ Maxx. This one I actually have not tried out yet, so I can't say much. Then next up, we have the Lime Crime Venus 2, and this one I was surprisingly shocked with. The look that I came up with was really, really pretty, but I love the packaging of this. It's really, really cool. Next up is the Butter London Teddy Boy palette, and I actually decluttered this a while back, but I cannot get over the cool tones. I'm not a cool tone girl, but when I tried this palette out, I was in love. I haven't used it in a while, though. As I told you guys in the videos before, I just don't wear makeup like I used to. This is the Too Faced Natural Eyes eyeshadow palette, and I used to really like this. I haven't tried it in a while, or used it in a while, obviously. But it's an all like shimmer. I think there's like two or three mattes in here, and it smells delicious. All right, now we are on drawer 2. So first up, I had the Aether Beauty Desert Sunset palette. And I actually got this in a BoxyCharm. This is so pretty. I love the shimmers in the middle, but I think I've used this once, but I don't remember my thoughts. This palette right here is the I Heart Revolution Tasty Chili palette, and I got this from Marshall's. I was like obsessed with the whole like vegetable fruit palette, and I used this once just because it was sitting in my drawer forever. I love the shimmers in here. They're really, really pretty, and there's a lot of options and color in here. Next up, we have the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette, and I actually bought this with my own money. Like, I buy everything with my own money, but this one I actually bought from Sephora, not from Mercari, so this was a big deal for me, but I do love the neutrals. Can't tell, neutrals are my favorite. Then I have the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Thunder. This is it right here. The color story is very weird to me. I have not tried to put a look together with it. I really should, just to, you know, go out of my comfort zone. But I do think it's really pretty. The shimmers in here are gorgeous. Next up, I had the Huda Beauty Naughty Nude palette, and this palette is very cool to look at. Like, just looking at it is so pleasing. I love the look of the palette. I really don't use this that much, but hopefully I'm gonna start to. Next up, I have the BoxyCharm Hello Charmer, and I actually found this on Mercari because I love BoxyCharm. I have not gotten their boxes in a while just because I'm slowing down on makeup a little bit, and I feel like that just puts more makeup into my drawers than I need. This is the palette right here. This shade, that is beautiful. I'm going to have to make a look using that because that's pretty. Next up is the One Size eyeshadow palette. This is the Patrick Starr Visionary eyeshadow palette. I didn't know if that was what it's called, but I got this on clearance for $18 on Sephora, and this palette was actually really, really nice. So I have 4 of the Lorac palettes, all 4 of them. I am obsessed with Lorac. I love their brand so much and their eyeshadow formulas. So this is the first one. Lots of these I bought on Mercari because I was just obsessed with the colors. This is it right here. A lot of these shades were not done by me, just so you guys know. This is the second one. This one is probably my least favorite out of all of them, just because it's more cool toned. But I have to remember that I did like a cool tone palette from Butter London, so I have to give it a shot. This one I did buy on my own. This one I bought online, and I love this palette. This is one of my favorites, probably because I bought it. But that one is my favorite just because it has more neutrals. And then this is the Lorac 4. And this one has a little bit of like a cool tone effect like down here. And then it does have neutrals in the front. I love all of them. Call me crazy, but I'm never getting rid of these. And then we have the Laura Lee Los Angeles Nude Patootie palette. Now, I am going to say this. I have never, like, shamed on a brand at all, and I'm not shaming on hers, but this palette is definitely not my favorite. I don't know if I'm going to declutter it still, though, just because I spent so much money on this. But it's just more cool toned, and there's not really much to do in here. Like, you guys may look at it differently than me, but it's just it's a weird concept in here, and the palette is super long, so it barely fits into the drawers that I have. And I probably am complaining a lot, but for paying that much for a palette, you would expect it to, you know, fit in the drawers properly. And don't get me wrong, I love Laura. I really, really do, but this palette just wasn't. I don't know. I still don't know if I'm going to get rid of it or not. Alright, now we are in drawer 3, and these are my bigger palettes. So, yeah. The first one is the Illamasqua Unveiled Artistry palette. This is so beautiful. Like, it's so basic, but it's so beautiful, and I love the concept of the glitters being on top and the mattes being on the bottom. Alright, so we have the Tati Beauty Volume 1 palette, and guys, I will never get rid of this. Never. Because I love Tati, and this palette is just phenomenal. Next up is the Jeffree Starr Orgy palette, and the only reason why I like this palette a lot, like I've gotten rid of every single one of his just because I'm not really a fan of his anymore, is because it's an all matte palette, and I literally can reach for this for any neutral shade. I love this palette just for the inside, the outside, not too much. Next up, I went searching for this palette. It is so beautiful. This is the Morphe 24G Grand Glam palette. I had to go searching. I searched deep into Mercari to find this. This is a beautiful palette. I know I told you guys that I don't like big palettes, and I don't. But if I ever needed it, she's right here to use. Alright, next up, I have the Micaela in Glam Light palette. Guys, I have been looking for this everywhere, and I just love. I'm not a colorful eyeshadow girl. Definitely not. But if I need it, it's right here. And really, I don't have a colorful eyeshadow palette in my collection. And I love Micaela. I love Micaela. Then, we have the Morphe 35D Desert Bouquet palette. And I still have the film on it, so I have not used it yet. But this is the inside right here. It's super, super pretty. This is the only one that I'm keeping. And it's kind of like, oh, I guess I did that. I don't know. But super, super pretty. And then these last two I actually found in my everyday makeup drawer. So this first one is the Morphe 9U Catch the Sun. This is really, really pretty for summertime. I did not use this though. And then this one I'm still testing out, or I'm still about to start testing it out. This is the Beauty Bakery Breakfast in Bed. I heard really bad things. Oh wait, no, I have tried it. Okay. I guess I liked it enough. I kept it. But I heard bad things about this palette, but I can't remember my thoughts. Alright, y'all. So that is all for the eyeshadow palette video. And you guys have seen everything that I have. So you guys will kind of like maybe be aware of the ones that I may be decluttering and the ones that I'm keeping. But a lot of them I try to keep on the down low. And yeah, so I don't have a lot of eyeshadow palettes if you think about it. Just looking at all of these, I don't have a lot. A lot of them are just small. And I have like a couple big ones, and that's about it. My drawers are really small, so whenever you look at my makeup drawers, you're like, oh my gosh, she has a lot. No, I really don't, but my drawers are like an inch long or deep. So not a lot can fit in those drawers. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And then I have all of these, I have a couple Morphe, and then the rest are Colourpop, so let's go through them. The Colourpop Wannabe, this one is very, very pretty. I love the pan size of these, where like the other ones, the pan size were so small. But I love this palette, super, super cute, and it has a mixture of like neutrals that I like. This next one from Colourpop is the Coast to Coral. This one is actually really pretty too. I'm definitely not this kind of girl that likes the bright pink colors, but this palette is actually really, really pretty. Then next up we have Going Coconuts. Going Coconuts is one of my favorites of all time. So if you get it, you get it. We have Baby Got Peach. This one is very, very similar to the coral one, but it does have more mattes than like glitter. The only thing that I hate about this one is it has the pressed glitter. I don't like pressed glitter. And then this one is probably my favorite deepest shade palette that I have. It's the Wild Child from Colourpop, and it's so pretty. And I have actually, this one right here, I thought was a pressed glitter, but it's actually not. Very, very pretty. And then we have the Morphe 9D Painted Desert, which I honestly forgot I had this. That's bad. And this one has a mixture of like deeper reds and yellows. Very pretty. And then we have the 9X Little Extra from Morphe, and this one is beautiful for like winter time coming up and Christmas. Ooh, yes.